Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Late Night Review. This is going to be a quick review or update on the Karen Read trial as the O'Keefe family has filed their civil lawsuit. I am going to keep this video summary short because I am coming on here after an over 12-hour migraine, and so I just wanted to come here and just give you guys a little bit of a summary and opinion and get back off.
Now, Read is required under law to give a sworn deposition in a civil lawsuit like this sooner or later, but her attorney argued that it should be later.
They want to force Karen into making this statement about what happened, and as they put it, while her memory is still fresh, which is kind of a very snaky, not sneaky, snaky way of saying we want her to purge herself because anything she says or does during this statement will be used against her in the next trial in January. I think it is wise that the judge stops that from moving forward. I totally understand wanting to file a civil lawsuit for the wrongful death of their son, brother, friend. But I'm not quite sure why you would want to be moving forward with this before you even have a conviction. It's just as bad as the investigation the police did in that town. So we're just going to move forward with finding all the evidence to convict Karen instead of saying like, hey, let's try to figure out who killed John. That's what this is looking like to me.
He said that would violate her Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate herself. Today, the judge in the civil case agreed with Read's argument.
The O'Keefe family is also filing a lawsuit against the two bars for over-serving their customers. And then the O'Keefes put out this statement, while Read makes herself endlessly available to anyone who publishes what she says, we must wait months or even years before she will have to answer our questions under oath. I'm not quite sure what they're wanting to really ask her. I'm sure they have questions they want to ask, but I'm not quite sure what they're really looking for. And I'm not quite sure why the family and the friends of Mr. O'Keefe don't want to find out who the real murderer is.
Are you telling me that you are so unbelievably arrogant that you can't admit that there's a teeny tiny possibility that you could be wrong about this?
There might be a teeny tiny possibility.
If it truly is Karen, then it's Karen. If it's Kenton Police Department and everyone else who helped cover up the murder, then it's them. I personally think Jennifer McCabe was a bigger part of this. She tries to act like she was such a good friend of John, and I don't know, maybe she used that good friendship to trick him. You know, he trusts her, he thought she was a friend, and then ended up in this predicament and ultimately ended up being killed. But I do believe she had something to do with this alleged murder. We're going to go with alleged. I really stand firm with what I've said at the end of my trial review summaries for this entire Karen Read case. I still stand with what I said. I'm not quite sure why the family doesn't want to find out who the real murderer was of John. Speaking from a point of what I think I would feel like if there was even a possibility of that someone else was the murderer of my family member, I would want everybody who possibly even looks guilty to be investigated to the fullest extent. Because I am not about putting anybody in jail for the rest of their life for something that they didn't do. That's just my opinion as of right now. Of course, I'm alive and I'm human and I could change that at any point, but this is the way I view the situation right now. Today is November 1st. Yesterday was Halloween, so happy Halloween, everybody who celebrates Halloween. And I will be doing a review summary of the trick-or-treaters who came here. While I was with my own son out trick-or-treating, I put out the sign of take 2 candies. And so I'm curious to see what kind of thieves came by. So if you'd like to see that video, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so that way you will be notified as soon as I get that video up. All right, with that, I hope everybody's having a good week. I appreciate your support and subscriptions, and I look forward to visiting with you guys again. Have a good night. Bye.